An old buddy invited me to play golf this week for the first time in many years. As expected, I took my fair share of razzing. First for my clubs, a dusty set that were my dad's and manufactured sometime around the Cuban Missile Crisis. It seems having woods made of actual wood is a telltale sign your golf bag might need some updating. I was also informed of a hitch in my swing. Well, it's not so much a hitch as it is a glaring breakdown of fundamentals. Apparently, during every backswing, I unwittingly lift my front leg like Dave Winfield attacking a hanging curveball. On the bright side, I broke 70 for the round. 68 to be exact. This would be a lot more impressive if we'd played 18 holes instead of 9. And if I didn't lose every single ball in my bag. I'm not bitter. Just know this: golf is a stupid game enjoyed by terrible people. It's been often cited that John Farrell twice led the Red Sox to last place, yet was axed on the heels of a second successive AL East championship. And this week's decision came as a surprise to no one. Managing ain't easy, especially in the pressure cooker that is Boston. The issue with Farrell is that the Red Sox barely put up a fight in the last two American League Division Series, getting swept by Cleveland in 2016 and eking out one game against Houston last week. Like Joe Girardi in New York, Farrell isn't always the most adept at game management, but that could be said of anyone. See Joe Maddon last October. The talent is there, and Farrell probably deserved a better fate. But Boston needs new blood to push beyond the regular season and achieve success at the next level. Iceland qualified for the World Cup and the US didn't. Iceland, a country with a population smaller than Wichita. A country that's mostly volcanoes and hot springs. A country so cold and dark they call it Iceland. They're in. We're not. Not the least bit embarrassing, is it? There's an easy fix for the U.S. men's national soccer team. Hire Theo Epstein. He'll not only have us back in the next World Cup, but we'll win the whole freaking thing. Now, I don't profess to be a soccer expert. The World Cup is arguably the best sporting event on the planet and I'll watch it religiously, which is to say I pay attention to the sport for a couple of weeks every 4 years. But it seems the problem with U.S. soccer isn't necessarily the talent. They fired the coach in November and replaced him with a coach they'd fired 10 years earlier because they needed a fresh approach. Were there really no better options? That speaks volumes about the lack of progress the U.S. has made in soccer. West Haven's Irv Phillips, quietly on his way to breaking most of Syracuse's receiving records, played a big role in college football's first major upset. His 66-yard touchdown reception helped the Orange stun Clemson 27-24 on Friday night. Cheshire native Brad Osmus is considered a top candidate to succeed Farrell in Boston. He struggled in Detroit and needs to evolve as a manager. But by all accounts he earned the respect of his players in spite of all the losing, something that could go a long way in the Red Sox clubhouse. Aaron Judge has essentially been an automatic out in the postseason. He swings at curveballs in the dirt like a potato farmer. The big guy doesn't get much help from umpires though, who don't seem to realize his knees are higher in the zone than everyone else's knees. Instant replay has a place in baseball. It's a way to ensure outs are really outs, that fair balls aren't foul. It wasn't intended to be used to turn a non-controversial call into the crucial play of a playoff elimination game. The Nationals were victims of an unnecessary reversal on Thursday night. A runner trying to beat a pick-off throw from the catcher safely slid into first base, only for the bag to give way, causing his foot to pop off by a whisker for about a millisecond. After a video review, the call was reversed, bailing the Cubs out of the 8th inning. To those who don't believe that sort of reversal goes against the spirit of replay, we ask you this: what exactly could the runner have done to avoid that scenario? Not slide so hard. The correct call isn't always the proper one. The NCAA determined North Carolina did nothing wrong because the school says so. Those fraudulent classes were offered to all students and not just athletes. That's not a punchline. It was really that simple. All of this was covered in a popular UNC ethics course. You're only cheating yourself. 101. Every college has classes that are rumored to be a joke. At my school, it was art history. Dude, my perpetually stoned roommate told me. It's a guaranteed A. Every day there's a slideshow. The class may well have been easy, but every day the professor would turn out the lights in the lecture hall for that slideshow. And every day, within minutes, I'd doze off, my class notes nothing but a puddle of drool. I tried everything. Coffee, taking a nap before class, asking the girl next to me to elbow me. When I began nodding off, she changed seats. Nothing worked. Once those lights went out, so did I. For me, the easy A became a maddening D. So let's not rush to judgment on those UNC kids. They may have been taking joke courses, but staying awake for them can be a real challenge.